Good morning to all of my motivators family. I hope everybody is doing amazing. Thank you guys so much for supporting this channel. Today we're going to be talking about how can we contribute. I know that that's an interesting title, right? But there's a lot of things that we can contribute to our well-being, which is so vital, so important. We have to be in charge, in control of how we treat ourselves. And we need to be making some contributions to our happiness and our well-being. And one of the things that I had to learn is I had to learn how to love myself. I had to learn how to show up for myself. We all have to learn how to show up for ourselves. So we need to learn how we can contribute to our well-being. This is the first lesson that is so important. We have to learn how to treat ourselves well. And in that means that we need to set some guidelines, some rules in what we allow, how we allow people to treat us as well, because that contributes to our well-being as well. First, it's how we treat ourselves, and second is how we allow other people to treat us. Hi, Lara. How are you doing? Hi, Sirius. Good morning. I hope you guys are doing great. Thank you guys so much for being here. Good morning. So that's something that is so highly important, everybody, is we have to learn how we show up for ourselves. Now, I'll tell you something that I had to learn. I had to learn how to be putting deposits. That's why I said contributions. Contributions into our virtual well-being, you know? It's little tiny deposits, and it really does matter. Mine is going great so far, Sirius. How about yourself? I had to learn that I have to put some deposits into my well-being throughout the day. It's like making deposits for your peace, making deposits for your happiness, making deposits for your mental health, making deposits for, your future, all of those things. It's all important and it does matter. And the one thing about it is I had to learn that if I don't choose myself, nobody else is going to choose me. I'll say it again. If we don't choose ourselves, nobody is going to choose us. See, before I used to have it backwards, and I was always choosing other people. You'll choose your kids, you'll choose your relatives, you'll choose your job, you choose all of the other things, but we forget to choose ourselves. We forget to make contributions to our happiness, contributions to our peace. Now, the first thing that we need to do is we talked about choosing ourself and making deposits into our well-being. And that's very important. So we can contribute to our peace by what we allow from others, what we allow from ourselves, and number 3 is how do we treat ourselves? That's so important. a very important contribution that we make into ourselves, a very important deposit. How do we treat ourselves? Now, that's something that I never used to think about before I started to develop a healthy mindset and a healthy love for myself. It's a very important contribution. How do you treat yourself? That contributes to your ultimate well-being, your happiness, your peace, your joy. It's all wrapped up in how we treat ourselves, and learning to not choose ourselves last or make ourselves the last option, or letting other people treat us like garbage. How do we treat ourselves? What kind of decisions do you make on a day-to-day basis that shows I don't treat myself like garbage? I don't just allow anything or anyone any treatment. Good morning, the garden. How are you doing? Welcome. Hi to say family is love. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Hope everybody is doing great. And that's something that is so important, you know. And I say this to the ladies, I say this to the gentlemen. We have to learn how to treat ourselves. We have to learn to show up for ourselves. When I tell you that's a major contribution that we have to make, you know, we have to learn to, while we may have responsibilities to take care of other people, we cannot forget to make deposits into our self-love, to make deposits into our self-care, to make deposits into our mental health. And for me, for my mental health, I had to make a choice to make sure I'm taking time for my exercise, making sure I'm making time to prepare how I'm going to eat for that day. That's a very important contribution that I had to learn to start making because I choose myself. See, and before I would always choose other people, and I would leave myself as the last option. If I have time, and I used to say, I'll grab something to eat, right? From fast food or the vending machine, or, you know, just anything, right? See, and that's not the way that we treat ourselves, motivators. We don't treat ourselves like garbage. That's treating yourself like the last option when we're supposed to be choosing ourselves first. Remember, we have to fill up our own cup. You have to fill up your cup first. And that's a learned behavior. We have to learn how to make a deposit into ourselves first. Before you start your day, the first thing that you should be doing is being grateful and thankful that there's another day that you're alive. See, for me, that's a very important contribution that I have to make every day, to make a deposit into my faith. That's a very highly important deposit that many people forget. It's only they make those deposits when they want something, right? But you need to foresee that that's a relationship that you need to make as a throughout the day, making deposits into your relationship with your faith, okay? Because your faith is going to help you throughout your day. Your faith is going to help you with your mental health. It's going to balance you. It will encourage you. It protects you. It guides you. It does everything. So I had to learn that that's a very important contribution. Good morning, Donna. I hope you're doing great. That's one of the things that, I had to learn to go back to my former things, because before that was something that I always did. I always used to depend on my faith, but because of lifing, you just get off track. You get distracted. And I want to give some encouragement to anybody who is watching live or is in the replay. Cling to your faith. See, sometimes that may be the reason why your life is not balanced and going right. You've forgotten to have that relationship. You've forgotten about faith. You've forgotten to trust. You've forgotten to lean on. It's one of the most important contributions that we can ever make, is making a deposit into our own personal relationship with our higher power or whatever it is that you believe in spiritually, okay? After that, and another very important contribution is making sure you make contributions into giving back to something. This is so important that we keep ourselves balanced. That, we first talked about how we contribute into ourselves, how we show up for ourselves, having a personal relationship with our higher power or your faith, making sure that, you spend time on your mental health. All of these are very important contributions that we each should be making every single day on a regular basis, okay? Now, after that, we need to be thinking how we can help others. That's a very important contribution. And for some people, that comes naturally. You just give to others and you help, you assist. And this is not something that you have to give a lot. Sometimes we can just give a word of encouragement, saying something positive to others. That's a very important contribution that we can give to others. For me, giving others the gift of our support is a very important contribution, because I believe what goes around comes around. We can't be selfish 100% of the time. Now, I do believe in striking the balance. I do believe in remembering myself and prioritizing myself and making sure I'm keeping balanced and to not leave myself behind, because that is a tendency for many of us. And we have to unlearn the toxic behavior, because in my upbringing, I was always raised to put others first. I never grew up hearing that you should be prioritizing yourself and being balanced and learning to say no. But as we get older, as we grow, as we mature, this is something that we need to be learning. Learning to unlearn the toxic and replace it with this positive. Good morning, Eunice. How are you doing? Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's something that we have to learn. I definitely had to learn how to contribute, give a little gift, give a little time. And my emphasis is on a little. Not all of our time, giving to our relatives, giving to spouse, significant other, giving to other things, contributions, a little time, a little support, a little encouragement, and that is balanced. Those are healthy relationships. See, what I want to keep reminding all of us is that We need to focus on having healthy mindset, healthy relationships, and leaving off the toxicity, leaving behind the people who make demands, who manipulate the mind. See, we can give contributions when we can afford it, when it's balanced, when it's reciprocated. That's so important, that we have to give to those who give to us. And that part I most definitely had to learn, is that I also deserve to receive. I hope somebody is taking notes and paying attention so that you don't miss this message. Make sure that what you give, you also receive. Such a very important life lesson. That's a life hack, and that's a part of being self-aware, is paying attention to discernment. Okay? How do people treat us? It's very important to discern. And when you notice that they only care what you do for them and you're not getting anything back, see, that's not a relationship. That's one-sided. That's toxicity. And I had to really learn to evaluate and say, that's not okay. Because it's not. Well, while we care for people, even love them, we have to set the standard on how we want to be treated, on what we allow. Very important life lesson. And if people don't want to get on board, then you leave them behind. No, it's not optional. Respect is not optional. Being grateful is not optional. It's not something that you just appreciate it. No, it's something that you demand. See, we have to be in the driver's seat of our life. And if we allow people to treat us like garbage, we allow for people to never show up for us to never set standards and to say, no, 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 you will not. And also in that, how we contribute is learning to say no and meaning it. That's setting boundaries. And from time to time, we need to make some evaluations on, how am I treating others? And how am I treating myself? See, we can be always giving contributions to other people. We can always be showing up for other people, but are we showing up for ourselves? And we forget, this is your gentle reminder, motivators, to show up for yourself. We are responsible for what we allow. We're responsible for our mental health. We are responsible for how we feel about ourselves. And if you don't feel at peace, if you don't feel joy, if you don't feel supported, the question, Motivators family, is, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Miss Eunice says, absolutely, this is right on time. Yes, that's why I stopped doing the same thing, and now I'm getting different results. Absolutely. You will get different results when you cut things off. See, if you do not advocate for yourself, if you do not cut people off, that people will keep using you and abusing you as long as you allow it. See, when you set standards, when you say things like no, and it's not going to falter. You're not going to be teeter-tottering on, well, I don't know. You have to stand firm on your opinions. You have to stand firm on what you want. You cannot allow people to tell you how you should feel, what you should want, what direction you want your life to go, how you want to spend your money. Okay? That is something that every woman and every man has to make that determination for themselves. You have to know when you've had enough. You have to know when you're tired, and you have to know if you're not getting back what you deserve. I'm telling you, it's one of the biggest life lessons that I had to learn, is that you got to learn to be your own advocate. You got to show up for yourself. You have to say when something is not right and learn to cut those individuals off, cut those people off, cut that behavior off, cut that toxicity off. That's how we contribute into our well-being. It's choosing ourselves. It's saying no. It's setting those boundaries. And you feel so much better when you stop doing things that you know that you don't want to do. Stop doing things that you know you can't afford because of trying to appear to have things that you're struggling and suffering to maintain. No. We contribute into our happiness and our well-being by just knowing what's best for us. And I know that I felt a million times better since I have stayed in my lane and stopped doing things that I know I don't like. Stop showing up to places I know I don't want to be. Stop supporting people that I know don't support me, or even, I'll go a step further, I know they don't like me. I know they don't want me to be here. I know that they're just using me. See, and when we know people are just using us, we have to pay attention to that. We have to pay attention. That's what I'm saying, Motivators family. Pay attention to how you allow other people to treat you. Yes, that's right. I realize that I have to be an active participant in my own decisions and life choices so that I can get the best results. Yes, that's so good, Miss Eunice. You have to be an active participant. For me, that's a major contribution that I have to make for me. And I had to learn, because before I would always say, I don't have time. I don't have time to do this or this for me. But you have time to give hours and hours for other people, but you don't have time for yourself. See, that's not balanced. See, I had to learn that first I have to contribute to me, and then other things will come after that. I had to learn to make a contribution into a healthy lifestyle, because that was what's going to make me feel balanced and feel my best. And I know that everybody gets in a rut. Everybody makes excuses, but it's just a gentle reminder for us to get back in that balance of taking care of ourselves. You know, always follow according to what your doctor has advised. But for me, so I can feel my best, is a little bit of exercise. You know, you don't have to go overboard, but for me, it's just spending 30 minutes on going for a walk in the morning or the evening or both. It depends on what you can physically do, but it's making sure that I contribute. I'm putting time into keeping my health up to the best way that it can be. You know, we're not perfect. We're still going to have some issues and problems. But for me, when I make a contribution into my health by putting on my sneakers, going for a walk at the park, around the block, at the park, at the beach, going to the gym, whatever it is that you do, for you, it's not only good for your physical person, it's also good for your mental health. Because every time I relax, it gets me to thinking about things and I find a solution to something. So when we don't take care of our physical health by getting some exercise, we also aren't taking care of our mental health. Good morning, Miss Lynn. How are you doing? Happy Wednesday. I definitely had to learn that to take care of myself, to make a contribution to the betterment of my health. I had to learn to prioritize doing some healthy things for me. And for me, I definitely was a person that all I cared about was just eating, I shouldn't say garbage, but eating junk food. And that was the former me, the me that really didn't understand about balance, because I was only thinking about what tastes good, but then I wasn't feeling good. So I want you guys to think about, how can I contribute to being healthier? And I'll leave that decision to you, because as adults, we all have decisions that we have to make. And I'm not going to hold your hand and tell you what you should do and how you should be healthy for yourself. But I'm just sharing my thought process on what has helped me to contribute into my health, and that is making sure that I prepare. And for me, that preparation to contribute to my well-being is making sure I have available some healthy foods, because when I only have junk food in the house, you better believe I'm going to eat it. So something that has contributed to my well-being is just not purchasing it anymore. You know, I miss it sometimes, and I do have those cravings. Oh man, I want potato chips. Oh man, I want some ice cream. Oh man, I want this or that. And don't get me wrong, I don't mean starve yourself. Everything is about balance. There's nothing wrong with having that from time to time, but you can't live on the junk food and expect to feel good, expect to have good mental health, because it follows. Every part of your life follows how you treat yourself, how you allow people to treat you, how you show up for yourself, what you're eating, your exercise routine or your lack of it, all contributes to you being okay. Because you can't be okay treating yourself like garbage. You know what they say, garbage in, garbage out. So it's just something to think about, how we can treat ourselves better. For me, I had to start keeping a food journal and learning to only buy things that I know that's going to make me feel good. And I'll leave it there and let you guys all make your own decisions, because I know I'm speaking to my motivators and you guys are adults. I don't have to talk to you like a little child and tell you step by step, don't eat this and don't eat that, because everybody's different. Some things make others feel good and some things don't. So it's just a gentle reminder and some encouragement to eat what makes us feel good. And for me, what makes me feel good is when I have my vegetables, I have my fruit, I have my water, and I balance that with exercise and a healthy lifestyle. A healthy lifestyle is key. And this is very important. A very important contribution is having healthy relationships. Boy, that's a very major contribution. We need to be keeping healthy relationships. Good morning, Leonica. How are you doing? We need to be having healthy relationships. If you don't have healthy relationships, you will not be healthy. Because I have seen it time and time again. Toxic people will take you out of here.
If you don't believe it, you keep allowing
These toxic people to control you, manipulate you, and drive you crazy because that is just what they do. Toxic people will just burn you out, take everything you have, and keep taking everything and making more demands. We are the ones to say, this is toxic. I don't want this around me, and cut it off. See, when you have a healthy relationship is going to be supportive. Healthy relationships, they check on you. In a healthy relationship, they ask, what can they do for you? See, that's healthy. It's not just what you can do for them. They ask, how can I help you?
what do you need. They do check-ins and ask how you're doing
Today, did you have a good day? How can they support you? Can they do something to help you? See, they're very concerned about you. That's a healthy relationship that every single one of us needs. That's such a very important contribution, is making sure that we have healthy relationships and not toxic ones.
see.
We have to love ourselves enough to let go of the toxic ones. And I'll tell you that that's so hard because we're so used to sometimes the toxic relatives and the toxic romantic relationship and the toxic quote unquote friendships and toxic workplace environment. So much toxicity is around us that we have to be aware. You got to open up your ears. You got to open up your eyes. You got to pay attention to their actions and discern. Okay, they only call me when they want something. Like, okay, you just asked me to help you, but you're not helping me.
Mm-hmm. You're not helping me. And that's when you have to make a very important.
Decision. And I know we all don't like to do this, right? Nobody likes to cut people off, but sometimes we have to.
Sometimes we have to be our best. We have to feel our best. We have to be supported. And that's a very important decision, to not allow people to ignore us and ghost us and run over us.
And be very controlling and manipulative. We don't have to take those things, and it's not okay. That was a very important life lesson that I had to learn, that it's not okay. Just because somebody acts a certain way, it doesn't mean we have to take it.
That's empowerment.
I just dropped some seeds of empowerment for all of you. Just because people have been getting away with things or been a certain way their whole lives, it doesn't mean we have to take it.
See, you have to empower yourself.
Self empowerment, ladies. Self empowerment, gentlemen. When you empower your mind,
You make contributions to your mental health.
you make contributions to restoring the peace in your life.
You make contributions into your joy, because if you have people that are always
Complaining and gossiping and involved in drama, you will get yourself inserted in the middle of it.
you ever find yourself
In predicaments, in situations that you have absolutely nothing to do with it, people will insert you and you get put into situations by default. hmm
I have been there and done that.
that and I had to learn to, I got to back away and I got to cut off
These people, because you get tired of the drama, and they always have something going
going on, always complaining about this isn't right and this isn't right and they did this to me, and always some sort of injustice, and they never assume accountability for what they do. And we don't have to take that. We contribute to our well being by cutting that off.
And being around individuals that will say, I'm not having the best
Day, but I'm going to make today positive. See, that's a person who is healthy and balanced, not saying everybody's against me and all kind. No, that's very negative talk. We also have to learn to contribute to our own positive self-talk. See, that's nobody else's responsibility how we talk to ourselves. And I have to remind myself throughout the day, and I encourage all my motivators family to encourage yourself with positive self-talk. Reminding yourself that I matter and how I show up for myself matters.
Yes, Miss Lynn, we must stay positive.
But it's so hard to stay positive in a world full of negatives, in a world full of evil. But we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yes, Miss Eunice, is so true. We are the ones that have to
Contribute to ourselves by positive self-talk. It's such an important contribution, very important deposits, and I also call it speaking over my life. It's how we manifest the life that we want. If you don't talk to yourself in a positive way, if you always wait for other people, and that's what I used to do. That was the former me. I waited for very toxic people, feeling like one day they'll give me what I need. And I stayed in that mode, waiting for them to love me the way I needed to get love. See, and I had to cut that off. Because if somebody is not contributing to giving you love the way you deserve to be loved, showing up for you,
supporting you,
encouraging you, speaking over your life, telling you how wonderful you are and how you can do anything that you set your mind to, and they're here to support you. If you are not being fed that sort of love, let them go.
and I mean it. And I have to say that to myself too.
It's sad sometimes. It's very, very hard to cut off toxic people, but you have to do it so that you can be your best.
And I'm so grateful that I have been
showing up for myself, cutting off toxicity, and learning to speak over my life.
saying those things,
Affirming inside of yourself, I am enough. I am worth it. I deserve the best. And then following through with your actions because you're worth it, because you're enough, because you're intelligent, because you are saved for a purpose. How do you treat yourself?
It's a very important contribution. How do I show up
for me? Because I love myself.
And Miss Lynn says, yes, it's very hard, but having these
Positive self-talk with ourselves.
and throughout the
Day, I show up for myself and make a contribution into my well-being by telling myself, affirming in myself, I'm so proud of my strength.
I'm proud of my determination. I'm proud of my
Courage. And that's when you literally you pat yourself on the back and you tell yourself you're doing a great job. See, before I used to wait for other people to validate me. Wait for your romantic partner. You wait for your spouse. This person, that person. You wait for your relatives. You're waiting for other people to validate you. No, you need to be validating yourself. That's a very important contribution. When I learned to start patting myself on the back, being my own cheerleader, being my own best friend, Yes, you love yourself, but are you validating yourself?
That's so important as a contribution to our peace, our happiness, our joy, and good mental health is making those deposits of self validation, self support, self awareness,
Self confidence.
that is self love. Okay? Self love
Is self care. Every single day, you got to speak over yourself. You have to validate yourself. That's our responsibility. It's your responsibility as a man or as a woman to show up for yourself, to be your own friend. See, I had to stop looking for friends. And I'm about to minister to somebody. I'm about to speak over somebody, encourage somebody, and lift somebody up right now with this statement.
See, we have to learn
To be our own friend.
see, sometimes you can be so
Sad and depressed and discouraged, looking for other people to friend you and love you when that's up to you to do that. See, you got to first be your own friend, and not just a friend, your own best friend. You got to talk to yourself. You have to make good decisions for yourself. You got to think about your health, mental health, your overall well-being. You got to think about how can I make good, healthy decisions for myself. See, all of that is speaking over your life, having confidence, believing in yourself. Very important contribution. See, when I learned that part, that I was responsible for validating myself, not not your friends, not your relatives, not who you're in a relationship with, not your job, not your money. That's not what validates you. You validate yourself.
mhm. That's good. So, I have one more point, everybody, and then I'm going to let you guys get on with the rest of your day.
How can you contribute? How can you contribute to your peace?
Okay? Now, we touched on that a little bit ago, but we really need to think peace is one of the most precious commodities, is one of the most
Important things in this life to possess. Peace
of mind.
And I'll tell you, when you don't have peace, you're searching for it. How can I find peace? And people look all kinds of means to get peace. When peace, it starts with us.
Okay? Peace starts within, and you need to start looking inside of yourself and making some determinations.
You know,
What are some things that is affecting my peace? Maybe there's something
that you need to let go of, or is something that you need to make peace with it. Maybe there's something that you need to forgive. And forgiveness is so hard.
it's so hard for us to give peace to certain situations because it hurts us. It hurts when
People have done something and offended us, but we can't change other people. We can't grow people up. We can't make people mature. We can't make people show up for us and do the right thing and love us the way that we deserve. But we have to draw a line in the sand and say, I can't make you continue to hurt me. I can't make you continue to ghost me. I can't make you disrespect me. I can't make you what I need you to be.
and that was so important.
As a life hack, as that really protected my peace and my joy and my mental health when I had to stop trying to get people to conform to a space in my life and or try to mold them or fit them into a space in my life when if it's not working, it probably has never worked. You're trying to force that relationship. You're trying to force it to work. And they're not doing anything to work on having a relationship with you.
Mm. See, sometimes
We have made it too easy for people. I know you guys aren't going to like this message at all, none at all, because when I was working on myself, I didn't like when my therapist told me this. Sometimes we make it too easy for people to love us.
you do too much for them.
You don't set any standards or boundaries. You allow people to run over you. You allow people to disrespect you. And then on top of it, to boot, you want to put a label and say they love you. No,
No, you may love them,
but they don't love you back. See, that's balance. That's honesty. Okay?
you have to make a choice to realize that that's not love.
That's toxicity.
That's manipulation.
That's using. But that's most definitely not somebody who loves you.
Yes, peace is so priceless.
Isn't it, Miss Eunice?
Good morning, Global.
Global Empire ENT Media. How are you doing?
Happy Wednesday. That is most definitely, without a doubt, one of the biggest
Life hacks, my motivators family, learning
to draw that line in the sand
and learning
that, yeah, you're toxic and it doesn't matter who they are.
it could be your very own children.
It could be somebody you're dating. It could even be the person that
You're married to.
it could be a quote unquote friend. When you identify
Toxicity, the question is,
why do I allow it? Why? And I know for myself, I used to think that I have no other choice. That's this person. That's whoever they are.
insert the title. We allow
For people to disrespect us. And then we question, why don't I have peace?
peace. Why am I so distraught? Why is my mental health off?
Why do I feel so discouraged? Because you didn't choose yourself. Because they're contributing to your mental health demise instead of contributing to its health. Yeah. That was so
Monumental for me to learn that.
some people cannot contribute. All they're doing is destroying
And demolishing your peace and not adding to it. See, that's a very important contribution that we have to learn. Are they people in our lives adding to our peace?
or are they destroying it? Are they destroying it? And then waiting, thinking about that, brewing over it.
You know, in your time for meditation, I want you to think about,
How are people showing up for me in my life? Are they adding it? Do you see plus size signs? Oh, they contribute. They check on me. And, they do this for me. They're very caring. They're compassionate.
or is it the opposite? Or are they always dry begging? Can you, will you?
Always asking, always requesting, always demanding, but never giving, never supporting, never checking on you. it's always demanding. See, that's when you have to cut those ties. And I know it's hard. See, but I had to learn that part. See, for my peace of mind and working on myself, I had to also contribute to my mental health. And that was a part of me forgiving other people so that I can contribute to being a better me. Because if you keep allowing people to hurt you, you're allowing people to harm your mental health. hmm You may not think about it that deeply, but that's just what it is. If you keep allowing people to stay in your life that don't uplift you, don't encourage you, don't pour into you, if they are not making deposits in your life, they are subtracting. hmm And if you know that you know. Because all you have to do is go by how you feel after spending some time with those persons. Do you feel uplifted? Do you feel like you could run a marathon? Like, yes. You feel so good when either you hang up from a phone call or after they leave, you feel positive and good? Or do you feel down, like sluggish, like you want to just take a nap? They drive you crazy, like your brain is spinning, or they give you a headache because of all their complaints. The choice is always up to us, Motivators family. I want to drop that knowledge on you and give you that empowerment. We always have the choice to make, that we don't have to take that. You don't. You don't have to take poor treatment and being ignored and being, and the gaslighting and it. No. And them always making excuses as to why they're doing what they're doing. There's always an excuse with them, right? Oh, I'm so busy. I got so much stuff going on. And it's like, yeah, like I don't. Don't fall for it. Don't be a victim. Okay? You got to choose yourself. Very true. Glad I started choosing myself. Lost a few after that. A decision as expected. Yeah. And it's okay if you lose the toxic people. You cut off the toxic people. You block the toxic people, because that's where you find room for people who will show up for you. That's when you will find support. You will find love. You will get encouragement. See, if you are always around, surrounded by discouragement and negativity and drama, that's all you're going to receive. But if you switch, if you set standards, you set boundaries, you don't allow certain things, then everything around you is going to encourage you, build, elevate, empower. And that is what we need. That's what we need. Agreed, my mental health has improved dramatically. Yes, I can say the same. Global empire anti-media. My mental health has improved when I learned to start choosing myself. It's a very important contribution. Yes, my spiritual discernment is on point now. People don't know I don't allow negative energy in my home anymore. Mm-hmm. I don't allow it in my home. I don't allow it in my mind. I'm not going to go back and forth with people. I'm not going to explain why. The answer is no. It's no because it's no. No is a complete sentence. Okay? And it is what it is. Okay? Yes, we have a tendency to allow family to overstep our boundaries. Not anymore. Mm-mm. I haven't allowed that for some time. See, what people don't understand is I match people's energy. And people say, "Oh, that's not right. You shouldn't." No. You got to give people what they give you. If somebody does not have time for you,
you don't have time for them.
It's very simple. You can't keep giving time to people who don't give you their time. If they're always busy, you stay busy. Okay? If they never give anything to you, don't give anything to them. It's just something reasonable. Why should you give to them and they never give to you? That makes no sense. We have to start thinking logically
And get out of that.
get out of our emotions, because our emotions will
Get us warped and messed up into thinking we have to do this and we have to do that, and we don't.
and we don't. Yes, Miss Eunice, that's right. Friendship
And relationships are a two-way
street. It's two ways. They have to give, you receive, and then when you receive,
you give back, and vice versa.
if it's not two-sided, you need to leave those people alone. It must be two-sided. If it's not two-sided,
Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Do not pass go. Cut them off. Block them. Whatever you need to do so that you can be okay.
and not just
Being okay.
one thing that we have to learn,
Motivators, families, we shouldn't just be
functioning.
We shouldn't just be okay. We shouldn't just be all right. We should be great.
And if we're not great, if we don't have
Peace in our life, if there is no joy, if we're not loving ourselves, we need to ask ourselves those deeper questions and go on our inside. Peel back the layers that we sometimes don't want to peel back. Why am I not okay? How am I treating myself? Am I respecting myself? Am I setting boundaries? What am I doing for myself that makes me feel good?
see, and a lot of times we are unbalanced.
We forget about ourselves and feeling like we can't do these things for ourselves. We don't have enough time. That's just an excuse that we'll make because we don't want to do things for ourselves, because we're uncomfortable, or because we get lazy.
And everybody from time to
Time we all get lazy, we all slack, but then just a gentle reminder to make sure you're taking care of your personal care, making sure that you're taking care of your physical health, your financial health, your spiritual health, and making sure you're taking care of your spirit.
because having
A crushed spirit.
it's not okay to be in pieces. It's not okay to
Just be surviving. See, I want for us to get out of the survival mode and get into thriving. I don't want us to just be surviving, or people say I'm maintaining.
That's not good enough. We shouldn't just be maintaining or surviving or
Doing the bare minimum or just be average. You should be elated. You should be over the moon. You should be overflowing in abundance of peace, abundance of joy. And when I've learned to remove myself from the toxicity, the drama, the negativity, and choosing myself,
and getting away from the toxicity, the manipulation, the control, the gaslighting, no. The people who don't show up for you,
when you remove those individuals from your life,
now you can feel good. Now you can continue to work on your own
friendship with yourself, and stop choosing yourself last.
making sure you're making deposits
Into your mental health, making deposits into your peace of mind, selecting and choosing yourself and say, I deserve to spend time on myself and by myself. See, in our solo time, in our me time, this is when we can say, I love myself so much. And I'm so proud of me. And I'm doing a great job. See, that's how you clap for yourself when you spend time on yourself and by yourself. See, and we get distracted by relatives and this person and that person and society and trying to chase the dollar when all of those things are important. We have to spend time on other relationships and adult responsibilities, but it shouldn't be
the only relationship we have. One of the most important relationships
that you will ever have in this life is a relationship with yourself. If you know, you know.
Okay? Until you learn
To love yourself, you're always going to get garbage treatment.
Yeah. We just can't be alive.
We have to be living. Do you hear me? Yes, Miss Eunice. We have to be living our best life. It's our choice.
Miss Eunice says God's word
tells us that they crush the spirit. When we stay in that state, it will take our energy and our joy. Our energy, our joy, our peace. It will take our control. It will take our focus. It will distract us. It will make us feel that we're insignificant and we don't matter. And all of that is a lie. See, we have to learn to take our power back. We have to learn to draw a line in the sand and say, no more. I don't got to take this. I don't have to take you. I don't have to take the drama because I deserve better. See, you got to empower yourself.
You have to empower your own
mind, okay?
The gardener says, I've come to the
realization that some people are just evil. I simply walk away from negativity as much as I can. If there is no way to go around the person, I will just call out the demon operating in them.
You're testifying, the garden. Absolutely, says Sirius. Greetings to all coming in. Yes, the garden says Ephesians 6:12, for we wrestle not against
flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
There's nothing more that I can say. That sums up everything.
And we have to identify that darkness, that evil, that manipulation, that control in people that you may love. You may love them, but we have to stop saying they love us. If their actions, if the way they treat us is rooted,
like Miss Eunice says, in evil. Okay? We can't make people do right. We can't make people be right. It is what it is. And we have to let them be who they are. So this message today is, how can you contribute? How can you contribute into your peace? By choosing yourself, spending time on yourself,
setting healthy guidelines, taking care of your mental health, taking care of yourself, your self-care, your self-love, your peace of mind. And a big one is forgiving not only others, but forgiving yourself and setting yourself free. You know, we can be our own worst critic and our own worst enemy, telling ourselves that we can't do things, or I'm not smart enough, I'm too old, I don't have enough money. There's so much excuses that we make in how we hold our own self back.
And we really do. We really and truly
hold ourselves back from our potential, from our gifts, from our blessings, from whatever is supposed to occur for us.
And we can't get on the other side
of that peace,
that joy of personal fulfillment, if we keep letting people run over us. The question is, will you choose yourself?
Mm.
That's the question. See, I had to really think about that. Sometimes we don't. We're not choosing ourselves. You're choosing the spouse, or you're choosing a friend, and you're choosing a friend, and you're choosing to make others happy, but you're not choosing to make yourself happy. You're not choosing peace as your portion. See, I had to learn that I had to become a peacemaker. It's a very important lesson. I hope everybody's paying attention. I had to learn to be a peacemaker. Not that other people were going to be peaceable or do the right thing, but I had to have peace inside of myself. I had to reside in peace. I had to learn to not argue. I had to learn that I can't make people love me and show up for me. I have to have my say. I set my boundaries, and then I cut that line in the sand. That's when I say, I know I've done all I can, and now I choose me. See, that is being peaceable. Is you made the determining factor whether you're going to have peace. Not if other people are going to show up with peace, but are you going to choose peace for yourself? Are you going to choose peace? Are you going to do the right things? Are you going to do right by yourself? That is the question. Will you choose yourself? And I was like, I'm very new in my relationship with myself. And a lot of people don't even understand that you got to have your own personal relationship with yourself. I feel like I'm a toddler in my relationship with myself. It's just in the past few years where I've learned that I deserve to spend time by myself, and that doesn't make me selfish. That means I love myself. When I know that my mental health is in a good space, I give myself the permission to feel what I feel, to shed my tears, and it doesn't make me weak. It makes me strong. It means that I don't hold in toxicity. I don't let people control me and say things. See, that is a part of being guided in love and in wisdom. You have to ascertain what is mine and what is coming from other people. What's a projection? That has been the guiding force in my peace, in my joy, in me achieving my dreams and my goals. Is I had to learn to start choosing me. I had to choose me, not waiting for other people to choose me, not waiting for other people to make peace or to do right by me. It's up to us. It's up to you, Motivators family. Choose yourself. Choose peace, and don't get distracted looking to the left and the right and waiting for other people to do right by you. You have to do right by yourself. You got to make some decisions. You got to stand up for yourself. You got to take your power back and walk in line with that. And it means a lot of times you got to be walking in silence and minding your business, not minding other people's business, and not caring what other people are thinking and what are they saying. And you got to eliminate all of that white noise. Remove those distractions. And you got to get back focused. And what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to be? And who am I? And then go about speaking over your life. I am enough. I am worth it. I can do this. I deserve better. And anybody who is outside of that, cut them off. Good morning, Butter Roll. How are you doing? Anyone that is outside of peace, outside of joy, anything negative, filled in drama, that is evil, anything that is going to distract you from your purpose, make you feel less than. We got to remove ourselves from people who always make demands. They're always making requests. That's the covert way that they, you know, try to get in our life. Oh, can you do me a favor? It's always they want favors. They're always making a request. Oh, can you please? And they make themselves so sad. Oh, so pathetic. Oh, I can't do it without you. Here goes their whining. I can't do it without you. Oh, can you please do this for? Oh, if you have the time. Because what they're trying to do is pull on the strings of your heart because they know of your kind ways. Don't fall prey. Don't fall prey. Don't be a victim to their manipulation, to their control. Don't be played. Open up your eyes. Pay attention to their energy. Pay attention to how they treat you, and pay attention to how them treating you makes you feel, because how you feel matters. Okay? How you feel matters. I'm doing great, Butterroll. Thank you so much. And I hope all of my Motivators family, I hope you guys are all doing well. And if you're not, we need to be asking ourselves, how can we contribute to making ourselves okay? And it's going to take time. Just like it took me time to realize, okay, you never show up for me. You never say anything encouraging. You never do anything for me. See, I had to learn recently in cutting off yet another person is that it's always me doing and I'm never receiving. You know, when's the last time you ever got a card? They ever bought you a gift? They ever poured into you? They ever did something kind, like just for you and not wanting anything back? See, if you have relationships, if you have people like that in your life, they will never change. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth, and maybe that will resonate with somebody. Maybe it will be the light bulb. Maybe I'll turn on that light switch. They will never change. All individuals like that will do is dim your light, disrupt your mental health, break your peace of mind, control you, bring drama into your life. That is all some people can do because they haven't worked on themselves. They haven't healed. They haven't developed a balanced, healthy, mature mindset. There's a lot of people who they may be adults, but they're definitely not mature. They're definitely not balanced. They're still in the mode where they're selfish and it's all about them. If you keep those people in your life, you're never going to have peace. You will never have joy. You will never be focused, and you will never contribute into your own well-being. You'll never contribute into having joy. You're always going to be distracted because they are a distracting factor. I had to learn that I was distracted in my life, and so many things that I wasn't able to accomplish with my goals and my peace and my joy and my health was going down the toilet because of them. And once you eliminate them from your life, you get your mind back. You get your peace. You get your joy. You feel absolutely elated. You find healthier relationships. You can focus. There's not misery. The drama is gone. I'm telling you, there's nothing like identifying toxicity, manipulation, using people who are low vibrational. All they're doing is demands, do this, do this, do this. And always whining, complaining, always involved in drama. Oh, it's so draining. And they always are pointing the fingers at others, and they never assume accountability for their own actions. When I'm here to tell you all that we have to be accountable for ourselves. And yes, we are not perfect. We are not going to do the right thing. You know, I would never say we're perfect and we always do the right thing, but we can be balanced. We can cut off toxicity. We sure can. And we can empower our minds. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You don't have to show up. You don't have to tell your business. You don't have to support. And you most definitely don't have to give your money. You most definitely don't have to give your time. You most definitely don't have to answer those phone calls. You most definitely don't have to show up for things that you don't want to show up for. Most definitely. Be empowered. And I'll tell you something, just like Global Empire said a little earlier, you will lose them. But for me, I always say, is it a loss? No. No. It's not a loss when you gain so much because you cut them off, because you're not a part of their drama, because you're not giving your money away to them. You gain. You're actually improving. You actually began to promote self-healing. You start to accomplish goals. You find new friendships that are healthy, that are encouraging, that are positive, that elevate you, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. The garden says it's funny how some people can't handle a dose of their own medicine. They constantly go around offending, but the minute someone they don't expect to stand up for themselves do, oh no, yeah, I know. They throw a whole temper tantrum. They act worse than a toddler when they can't know your business, when you won't do things for them, and they want, why, how come? You can afford it. You have the time, and yada, yada, and on it goes. You see how all of that, that drives you crazy mentally. It's some people are a distraction. And you got to remove yourself from the distraction. Remove yourself from the people who are just not well. Some people are just not well mentally. I had to understand that and receive it. And I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that. Some people do have some mental health issues. Some people are very immature. Some people are very selfish. And we don't have to take it. Very, very selfish. Yeah. They're the loser and you're the winner. See, you have to look at your life as you're gaining. You're not losing them. You're gaining your peace. You're gaining your joy. You're gaining your focus. You're losing all of the distractions. See, I had to learn when you let go of some toxic people, you're able to make room for healthy relationships, for positive people, for restorative relationships, for people who will empower you and lift you up, the people who will be supportive of you. You know, I've had people who have been complete strangers that will do more for me than people that I've known my whole life. I think it's so sad. It's so pathetic. The people who know you for such a long time are the main people who contribute into your detriment, into your loss, into your breakdown. And that's what it really will do. Toxic people will literally cause you to have mental, physical, financial, and spiritual breakdowns. You will never be okay dealing with them. You have to take care of yourself. And I hope that at least one of you will listen, if not all. So my goal, my hope is that this message is going to hit the person that it needs to hit. And you're going to say, I don't got to take that. I don't have to be used and abused. No, I'm not going to do that for you. No, I don't want to be around you. You may have people, you get your power back. And there's nothing like the confidence that I feel now that I don't have their distractions and their drama and hearing their complaints. And it's always, they're always whining about something, complaining, pointing fingers, always talking about other people, but never talking about what they're not doing. That's not good. Good morning, Robert. How are you doing? Good morning, Boss Life Online. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And I definitely think it's so important for us to really focus on how we can contribute to ourselves. See, and every single person is different. Some of you need to start making some contributions into your financial well-being. You need to be thinking about budgeting. And I get it that many of us did not have financial literacy. You don't really know how to manage money, but we can always learn. See, let's not make excuses and say, oh, I don't know how to use money. Don't be like other people. See, motivators, if we don't know how to do something, what do? We humble ourselves, we gain the knowledge, and we do what we need to do. There's no excuses. We're better than that. So we're going to work on how we can improve our financial literacy and how we can take care of the money that we have, and we budget and we do the right things by our money, and we don't give away, we don't waste. That's balance. And then that will bring you peace when you are doing what you can afford and not trying to live up and be like the Joneses or trying to people please or look and appear a certain way. No, we're not doing that. I have found so much peace when I learned to contribute and show up as my real and authentic self and started to speak over my life and to say, I can't afford that. And I feel so good saying that. Some people, I'm embarrassed, trying to force yourself to go to these events and parties and buying gifts for and doing things that you can't afford. You're putting that on plastic. Who did I just hit right in their heart and break their heart? Stop doing things that you can't afford to do. I know that message is for somebody because I used to do it, putting things on plastic, giving away my last dollar. So now my bill is late because I helped somebody, and always the people who made promises, oh, I promise I'm going to give it back. I got you. I got you on payday. Hey. You better not be waiting for that get back. I'll get it back to you on what you're going to get is either you'll get it back in pieces with some excuse. Oh, I'm going through something right now. I'll get you the rest later, but this is all I can afford to give back to you. if you get back anything at all. See, sometimes you don't even get it back. You get ignored. Or they want to say, "Oh, yeah, I thought you gave that to me as a gift." And you're like, "What? You know that wasn't a gift." Or they'll say, "Oh, you have it. It doesn't matter. You said you wanted to borrow." Those things, it teaches us a lesson, right? It teaches us a lesson. Miss Eunice says, nowadays people are trying to outdo the Joneses, trying to impress people that don't like them. Mm-mm-mm. Don't they try to outdo them? Looking at people on TV. Listen, these people have stylists. They have this. They have uh an untapped bank account. They got endless money. They have contributors. They got people who are the ones that just contribute to maintaining them. How do we think we can ever be like them? And the question is, why do you want to be like other people? That's a question that you need to ask yourself. Miss Eunice is just laughing. Yes, being a people pleaser. Miss Eunice says, that's why I don't give people money if I'm not willing to give it to them as a gift or lose it. I just recently learned that lesson. And when I say I really learned that lesson, I always say that I will give a gift, a gift of some gas, a gift of, a few dollars that I'm not, it's not going to hurt me either way. I give a few dollars, give a few bucks, contribute a little bit to some gas, but I can't give you the whole thing. The answer is no. Mm-mm. Because you shouldn't be losing by helping them. Mm-mm. Don't do it. Robert says they don't got you on any day. The funny part is you'll have people, family, that will know the day you get paid. Who's gonna raise their hand and be honest enough? Who knows your payday, or who knows when you get deposits, your government deposits, or whatever it is? People will know. I know you got paid today. I know you got your check. Right? And here they come. Oh, here is going to be all the sweet talk. How are you doing today? Oh, you're looking good. They're setting you up. They're setting you up to run over you, to take advantage of you. Don't fall victim. Don't be a victim of their lies, of their control, of their manipulation. Don't. The people on TV borrow and give it back as soon as the show is over. Yeah. Or they have stylists. They have all these people who just give things as gifts. So the whole thing that I wanted to say with that is, don't try to, when it comes to money that you worked hard, that you earned, or the money that you received through whatever means, don't give your money away. Don't waste it. Don't squander it by trying to do all of these things and buy gifts. See, I'm definitely a person who can speak on trying to buy friendships and trying to buy people's love, right? And you may not think about it that way, but when I really broke that thing down, sometimes we do try to buy love. And maybe you do want to do something nice and kind for people, but it doesn't have to come from the form of money. You don't have to give people money for them to spend time with you and show up for you. If it's only rooted in money, that's not a loving relationship. That's not somebody who cares about you. They just want from you. They're just a taker. Yes, Miss Eunice, and it's usually family and close friends, right? That is when you turn it around and ask to borrow from them first. My thing is, when people come to me and ask for money, I always turn it around and I said,
Oh, I said, I got my water bill due. I got my light bill due. I got this due. I got this due. I got this due. And this is due. And this is due. And this is due.
And then they say, oh. Mm-hmm. Even if you can't afford it.
Don't you got to think about home base first. Think about yourself first instead of always thinking about others.
See, I had to learn that I got to contribute
to taking care of me first.
I got to make sure I'm okay.
Make sure I'm good before I try to make sure everybody else is good. Okay?
And we got one more point,
Everybody, and then we're going to get out of here.
So
I wanted to encourage all of my motivators family into making sure that you're contributing to your focused life
and not being distracted, because that's what will happen. Like I said earlier
in today's motivation and podcast and dose of positivity, making sure that we contribute into not being distracted and get ourselves back balanced, thinking about our goals in our life, what we want to do.
Are you making deposits into that? Are you prioritizing, little by little?
I'm doing this for me, for my goal, something that I want to accomplish for my mental health,
for my physical health,
for my financial health. Maybe you've been dreaming about doing X, Y, and Z. What are you doing to contribute to making that happen?
What are you doing to be able to manifest and have those things? See, it's not about just doing big things. It's a whole bunch of small
things that count, motivators family. It's the small things.
Those small things count. The small things matter. And when you start, respecting yourself
and putting yourself on the list. And if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, there's a lot of times where we're not respecting ourselves. We're not setting the boundaries. We're not thinking about our goals and what we're good at and our talents and our gifts and what we should be doing in our life.
You need to be thinking that way, motivators family.
That's how you contribute to your peace, your joy, your elevation, is doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, living out your passions.
Okay? You're living and doing the things that
you're supposed to do. What are you meant to do?
Who are you meant to be?
And then having the courage to follow through even when you're scared, when you're fearful, when you don't know if it's going to work out, but you do it anyways. And you take those little steps.
And you make those phone calls. And you show up for those meetings.
And you do what's uncomfortable until you get comfortable. See, that's something that I'm doing that in real time. You have to get uncomfortable. You got to step outside of the comfort zone. You got to speak up for yourself. You got to ask. You have to advocate so that you can make your life the way you want it to go.
And that is a very valuable life lesson,
motivators family. You have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. Got to get outside the comfort zone. And you got to stop asking other people for permission. And you got to tell yourself, I know you're scared. You know you're fearful. But put in the work. Make those phone calls. Show up for yourself. Take care of your physical health. Get your exercise. Contribute to your mental health. Take your breaks. Get your rest.
Make sure you're eating well. Have healthy relationships. Work on taking care of you so that you can contribute to your wellness,
to your peace,
to your joy, to feeling fulfilled. See, I'll tell you something, motivators
family, that it took me over 8 years to come to this space in my life that I can say I'm proud of me because I choose me today. See, I can't say that before. I didn't used to choose me.
You choose other people. Choose your friend.
You choose a family. You choose your job. You choose money. You choose that comfort food.
But when I started to choose me and choose to say, I can do great things, but I got to believe in myself.
I got to get outside the comfort zone. I have to make it happen. I have to make myself joyful. Nobody can make me joyful. Nobody can get what it is that you want. You got to search for it. You got to take one step after the next step.
And make it be continuous. It is something that you have to do every day.
You have to stay committed.
You got to be committed to your dreams,
committed to your passions, committed to love yourself, committed to your mental health, committed to boundaries.
All of this. We can't
contribute into being our best if we don't choose ourselves.
If we don't step outside of the
comfort zone. If we don't eliminate the toxicity. Until we forgive ourselves. Until we speak over our lives. Until we say, I can do this. And then walk according to that. When you know you can do it, do it.
And rinse and repeat. Do it until you win. Do it until you succeed. It's out there for you,
motivators. You can contribute into living your best life if you believe in yourself.
If you. See, that's the question. If you believe in yourself. See, sometimes we don't believe in ourselves. We get distracted. We allow negativity. We allow drama. We talk ourselves out of
our dreams, out of our gifts, out of our blessings, out of our talents. Don't do that. Reignite your dreams. Reset your mind and give yourself the permission
to be great. And I say that and I speak over my life too. I give myself the permission to be great. I give myself the permission to use my talents. I give myself the permission to love myself.
I give myself the permission to receive all the blessings that was meant to be for me. Not what other people want me to get, but what I'm supposed to get.
See, I don't want other people's gifts or talents or blessings. I want my own. I want my blessings. You guys get ready. Get ready to receive your blessings because you've put in the work. See, when you put in the work, you're going to get what you deserve. Not just a little bit. You're going to overflow with abundance. And you're going to get amazing friendships. And you're going to have peace of mind. And you're going to have joy. And you're going to love yourself. And you're going to love your life. You're going to be on cloud 9. Here's the big if you do what you're supposed to do,
if you respect yourself, if you follow through, if you stay consistent and persistent. If you stay consistent and persistent, you can contribute to living and being your best self. All the best to every single one of you. See, I want you guys to win. I want you guys to succeed. And I don't mean get to my level. I want you guys to excel. Go beyond what I'm doing.
See, I want you to be in your lane and get your gifts. Use your talents. Receive your blessings. Be as happy as you deserve to be. This is about you
and your life. And if you don't believe in yourself, there is absolutely nobody who's going to believe in you but you. You got to get up and stand up and fight for the life that you want.
The question is, how much do you want it? How hungry are you for it? What are you willing to sacrifice to have the life that you want? And I know I'm hungry. And there's nobody that is more hungry than me right now. The question is, are you hungry to have a phenomenal life? Not ordinary, not average, phenomenal, overflowing, abundant, peaceful, blessings overflowing. See, if you're ready for that, you got to be ready for the hard work. You got to be ready to be rough and tough with yourself and tell yourself, get up, get active, put in the work, and do what it takes. Rinse and repeat until you win. Until you win. And I want you to win. And I want to win too. Okay? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. Contribute to being your best self. I'm Marlene Motivates. I'm your life coach. I hope you've enjoyed this topic. And if you are new here, feel free to subscribe so that you won't miss when I go live, when I upload videos, or when there's premieres. Shout out to my channel members. I thank you so much for your channel membership. Join channel membership if you want to get member-only exclusive videos, live streams, and previous content that is now for members only. I thank you guys so much for your support. Shout out to all of my mods. Shout out to everybody, all my motivators. I want you to be your best. But to be your best, you have to do your best. Okay? Thank you so much, everybody. The garden says, yes, find your lane, stay in it, grow in it, and perfect it. The garden says, great live, Marlene. Have an amazing day. Boss Life Online says, great topic. Eunice says, awesome job, Marlene. Thank you, everybody. And anybody on the replay, please leave me a comment and hit the like if you have not already. And I will definitely see you guys back either tomorrow or Friday for another live stream. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.